Oh my God, today is great because you get number 8. Today you get your episode number 8 of On the Bench with Beeks. I am your host, Cody Beekman, and with me as always, Ross Hit the Nos Moormeyer.
Hey, what's up, guys? How you guys doing today?
And likewise, I've got Mr. One Man Banders, Keats Zanders.
Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing?
Well, that's begs the question, boys. How are you?
I'm great, man. Weather's nice. I don't know. Weather's nice. Not much to do these days, but I'm happy. Things are kind of easing up a little bit, so there's that.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I'm stoked because this is like the first episode that I have gotten to see your ugly ass faces.
Woo!
Wow.
Horn.
That hurts.
Oh, well, you know I love you. I mean, we've been doing most of the stuff off of FaceTime.
Yeah, that's true.
I was gonna say is like Ross, you're looking maybe a couple pounds heavier, a little uglier.
Yep.
Cody, fucking the haircut. You could be a trailer park supervisor.
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah,
You trying to replace Leahy, or what's the deal here?
Hey, Beekman for trailer park supervisor.
That
bud.
or it could have been Ray. Hey, my name is Ray. If I'm your trailer park supervisor, if you need anything, don't bother getting a hold of me.
Well, I mean, at that point, I mean, I'm not gonna be doing much anyways.
Well, and also I want to get into that a little bit because the funny story behind that is that
Behind what? Behind the awful
the-
fucking haircut that
Yeah.
I've got.
oh yeah,
Oh yeah. Okay.
No, well, I had a little. Basically, it was just like some bangs is what I had originally, and I was like offered to this by Cody's dad, Phil, and he goes, "Oh, I saw this haircut that this guy had on live PD, so you can just imagine what illicit substance he was on."
That explains
Well,
most of it right there.
and just to interject, there was a lot of drinks that had been had.
Oh, he already
this
came
point.
out. What was it? 2 tequilas, and that's fine. I mean, I just showed up, and he goes, "Rossley, can I give you this haircut with just your bangs?" And I was just like, "No, Phil." He goes, "How about for $100?" I was like, "Get the clippers, Phil."
Let's do it. Let's do it.
That is insane.
And so, for solidarity,
At first.
for solidarity's sake, I mean, I just saw how bad Ross was looking with this little tuft.
So I was gonna say, yeah, for obviously people can't see it, so when we promote this episode, we'll make sure to post a nice little picture of the do.
Oh, we were sure to
we
video
were
every
diligent.
little bit of this.
So we got footage.
We got footage. We got pictures. We've got masks on. I think Cody has a gas mask on in some of the pictures.
Oh no, I was raw dogging it.
No, you had a gas mask, I think, on in one of the pictures.
Speaking of that,
Holy
yeah,
crap! Maybe I should have had less drinks that night.
I guess it's fair to mention too if some people are freaking out, so everyone knows we're rocking masks as we speak.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So hard.
So to finish the story, here we go. I mean, we got two guys with just tufts.
Well, you got the duck bill on the back.
I
now.
did. I made sure I had the duck bill, like
Dang
the.
old Cletus.
Well, I mean, I've got the little hanger on the back of the neck.
He's got a mullet still, folks.
Well, I was gonna say, is it a mullet? It's not even because it's shaved. It's just like the long hair on the bottom, then bangs on the top, and rest of it's shaved.
What do you even call that?
I don't know what you call it. That's why, like, when I showed up, I was like, "What the hell's going on here?"
Would it be like a hillbilly haircut or something like that?
Jeez, I don't even know if hillbillies have the actual creative mind to think of this fucking monstrosity.
Well, I don't know. As patchy as mine was, even if it was shaved bald in the back,
Well, hey, man, we'll let the people see it once you promote this episode.
We'll let
and,
the people decide.
Exactly. But hey, Cody, what do you got for us today?
Oh my gosh, we've got a lot of exciting stuff today. We've got a lot of news coming out from the NHL. We have some exciting news from some of the Humboldt Bronco alumni. And we also have a little something coming out from the Cronky Sports Entertainment. And then we're gonna break down what the NHL needs to do to come back and make an actual season out of everything. So, without further ado, we've got our Hockey Day in History. So, who wants to go first? I think Keats, you had something pretty sweet.
Yeah, I guess I'll go first again, as usual.
Wow.
No, just kidding. Hey, not too long actually. I'm gonna go back to 2004, May 1st, 2004.
Bring it.
Let's talk about Joe Sakic. He
Love it.
ties Maurice Richard
The
career.
Rocket Richard.
Yes, sir. He ties the career playoff record with his sixth overtime goal, giving the Colorado Avalanche a 2-1 win against the San Jose Sharks in Game 5 of the Western Conference semifinals at San Jose Arena. It's the second overtime goal in as many games for Sakic, who ties the game midway through the third period before scoring the winner at 1 minute 54 seconds in the overtime.
And you know what? What's so special about this is that if you're Colorado Avalanche fans or San Jose Sharks fans, meh,
Boo.
that's a little biased, but I mean every single one of those San Jose Sharks, Colorado Avalanche playoff series were always just so ridiculous.
Oh, they were gritty, like down to like every play, dude. Like that is one of the hardest places still, and it's funny because like they've been slouch teams, they've had good teams, and it's still one of the hardest places to win in the actual NHL.
Well, just because it's so it's so small. Like like San Jose plays in such a small arena. It's everybody's packed right on top of each other, so every little bit of sound just makes that big a difference.
And the way the steepness of the stairs is, because it's almost you're looking down on your seats, basically.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that's why the MTS Center in Winnipeg right now is just so hard to play with.
Oh yeah.
It's one of those smaller arenas where everybody's just packed on top of each other, and sound just echoes off of everything.
Oh yeah, because it's like the Denver Coliseum. You got like 14,000 people packed in that one tiny like actual arena.
I mean, sound carries.
Oh
Sound
yeah.
does.
Oh yeah. Well, that, and it's also, it's just you've got all those 14,000 people shouting as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Can I be honest with you guys? I never got to see one Cutthroat game when there were still things.
Don't
never.
worry.
Oh,
You're
so-
not the only one.
So,
dude.
I never got the chance to experience the Coliseum.
So what Keats is referring to is the Denver Cutthroats. They were a CHL team that Denver actually brought in during the last lockout of the NHL season. Kyle Quincy actually played for them.
Yep.
And they played in the Denver Coliseum. Oh, sorry, I just choked on my own spit there. So they played on the they played in the Denver Coliseum. And they were actually some great games. I was lucky enough to catch like a few of them. I was chirping Quincy the entire time because let me be honest, I am not a big fan of Kyle Quincy.
Neither am I.
Coming from the Detroit Red Wings and playing for the Avalanche, and he was a lackluster D. Anyways, that's for another day. But yeah, the Denver Cutthroats were a great little like reprieve from the last lockout that was going on. So just a little tidbit
interesting
there.
fact for people that didn't know that. There you
Yeah,
go.
oh for sure. I mean,
Thanks for throwing in that, Cody.
And
absolutely.
I'll toss this little fact in the ring too, that I think, what was it, the Colorado Rockies and also the Denver Spurs played also in the Denver Coliseum as well.
I would like to know.
Yeah,
That's
I
right.
know that the Rockies did, but I'd have to check with the Denver Spurs. But I know that the Coliseum goes way back, and I wouldn't be surprised because that was probably one of the biggest like places to have like an event back
Yeah,
in
and
the
let's
day.
And let's remember, we also had the first Bank Center or whatever it's called these days.
Oh, with the
Oh
Rocky
yeah, with the
Mountain Rage?
Rampage, the Colorado
Oh,
Rampage.
Rampage. That's what it was. Yeah.
Yep. And the 14ers, those that like kind of misfit.
No, it was the
Was
Rocky
it basketball
basketball,
team?
yeah.
It was
Yeah,
the
the
Rocky
14ers
Mountain
and
Rage.
the Rampage.
No, it was the Rampage was the San Antonio team that we had as a farm team.
Oh,
It was
right.
the Rocky Mountain Rage. 'Cause,
Oh gosh.
What is it? One of the girls that I dated way back in the day, her dad had season tickets
One
to
of
that.
like the
Oh, wow.
4 or 5 of them.
One of the 4 or 5.
So I was gonna say that too. I had the pleasures of watching
That was fun.
some of the Rage games because back in the day, my uncle used to have a travel agency that he owned, and he was actually one of the sponsors for the Rage. So because
no
of that,
way.
yeah, because of that, he also had some season tickets, and I was invited to maybe 1 or 2.
Oh, look at you. High
Look at
society
me, I'm cool,
kids over
right?
here.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get back to it. I think Mr. Ross has another pretty well done hockey day in history.
Well, I do. It's going to be kind of a two-parter because some amazing stuff happened with this player within this week. I'm going to start off with Buffalo goaltender Dominic Hasek. He recorded his 13th career shutout as a Sabres goalie. Won 2-0 over the Montreal Canadiens.
Canadien de
yes.
Montreal.
The loss for Montreal eliminated them from the Stanley Cup, like going to the Stanley Cup for the first time in like 25 years.
Conference finals, basically.
Oh yeah.
Oh. After how many years?
25.
25 years.
Yeah. And then also, this is earlier on in the week, but Dominic Hasek outduels Marty Brodeur in a 70 save shutout night for the 1994-95 playoffs.
70 save shutout. Just like,
Yes.
think about that, people. I mean, 70 saves.
Well, it's sorry to interrupt, Code.
I'll go for it.
No, I was gonna say, where was the team? Drinking beers in the locker room?
I swear to God.
It's like that's insane, man. Defense?
I mean, have you ever heard of it?
No, we got Dominic Hasek, the best, like, almost, like, well, wouldn't even say butterfly goaltender, whatever goaltender of our whole entire, whole entire decade, basically.
Or was this like, guys, before we start this game, I want to be the game.
Just let me take
The game.
Just let me take gold.
Just take vodkas.
You watch, I do it. We make records.
I make record and I make fun of other team.
But
That's insane. That's so incredible.
That's crazy,
he made
man.
31 saves in regulation.
In regulation, so 40 more come later.
Yeah, and I think it was like 3 overtimes, if I remember correctly.
Oh gosh, that's a game. I no matter what you're gonna be telling your grandkids.
And that
about
was also in the Angry Cow jerseys too.
Oh, the angry cow jerseys.
Probably
Beautiful. The
either
Buffalo's
that,
like-
or I'm probably pulling your leg, but it could have been the actual old school jerseys.
That's
but,
incredible.
yeah, but still, either way, what the hell?
All right, boys. Well, I think I'll round it out with my hockey day in history and a little bit of trivia.
Here we go
So
with the
check
trivia.
it out. May 1st, 1980, the New York Islanders set a playoff record with their 7th straight road win when Bobby Nystrom scored at 21:20 of overtime to a 2-1 victory over Buffalo
Oh, wow.
in Game 2 of the Stanley Cup semifinals. So, you want some trivia, boys?
No.
Let's just get it done and over with.
right.
So we all know that those 1980 New York Islanders went on to win 4 cups right in a row.
Oh yeah,
How,
Billy Smith, my man.
how many playoff series did they have to win between 1980 and 1984? How many of the playoff series did they have to win?
Ross?
I should honestly know this
See-
right offhand because Batlin Billy Smith.
Yeah,
is
well,
white.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, he's your boy. So this is what I love about the trivia. I mean, the last couple episodes, I haven't been able to see your just completely distraught faces.
Well, that and you didn't see my completely like in shambles face when
Yeah, you
you
couldn't
like.
see
That's
any-
exactly what I'm saying. Is
Well,
I love just seeing
When you got my trivia question, it was like boom, boom, boom. All right, next one.
Man,
it was
I-
like okay,
I liked it when I was in my kitchen.
I could just walk away from it, just like, oh, I'm done.
I'm done. Well, I don't want to answer
Okay,
this one.
so
But I would have to say
so you're kicking
God.
rocks, boys. Here we go.
30.
30. That's pretty gnarly.
I mean,
But you're going a little too overboard.
I know, but I'm just
25.
wow. He's just undershooting me. What is this? The Price is Right?
Well, I'll take 35. Well, I'll take 34.
Horns.
Oh, there you go. There you go. All right. So here's the answer. I mean, their 19 consecutive playoff series wins between 1980 and 1984 is a feat that remains unparalleled.
Hey, so we weren't that far off, right?
No.
I
yeah,
mean, you guys.
I mean, we were a crow's fly away. Oh, I botched the hell out of that one.
Oh God, I mean that's easy for you to say,
Or
but
a stone's throw away. I should have just stuck with that one. But yeah, I mean, I should have known that one. I'm kind of upset now.
19 consecutive series wins. That's nothing to sniff at.
No, you can't even get close to that anymore nowadays, especially with the way that the teams are built and everything.
Well, I was gonna ask too. Has anyone even gotten close to that?
No, I think
Like,
no. Last
today?
time was
Well,
the
the-
Oilers, I think. And
No, within the last 10 years,
10 years? No.
the Pittsburgh Penguins have won it twice in a row.
Yeah,
that's what's
it.
up.
Oh, get
And,
out of here.
Oh, give me a break.
Cynthia Crosby.
Oh, Jesus.
What a joke.
I love my Avs, but if the Avs are bye, it's Pittsburgh for me. If they haven't gone bye,
Go home.
and typically they never go bye. We all know that.
Oh, jeez.
I will shout out to Malkin and Letang. I love them boys.
I love me some Patrick Hornqvist.
Oh, Hornqvist is
And
great.
I gotta root for my boy Teddy, man. He's a native dude, so.
Teddy Bluger. Is that
Bluger.
right? Yeah, Teddy Bluger.
Bluyers.
Bluger.
Oh, what is that you're sipping on there, Keats?
Water.
He is so afraid to actually tell you guys. It's called the
A Blue Moon
Light Sky.
Wow.
Okay, so
That six pack come with a dental dam. or-
Well, hey guys. Here's my thing. When I come to record these podcasts with you all, I'm not trying to get shit faced, because I want to be able to talk and know
but I
what
mean,
the hell's going on.
But I mean,
so I like to drink something that sort of tastes like beer.
only something that is gonna tickle the delight.
What is
Exactly.
that? Is that like the Tiger King of White Claw or something like that?
I don't know about that. I think the Tiger King is gonna go for a little something harder. But
You guys.
how do you think he tricked two straight men into getting married with him?
Hey.
Meth.
All I'm saying is, at the end of the day, I'll be home in my nice bed at the end of this, and you guys are gonna be in this garage sleeping on this propane
Yeah,
tank.
I'll probably be laid back, just like, where is everybody?
Exactly. So light sky for me, boys. Enjoy those Muntuckies or whatever the hell
Oh.
you're drinking.
I love my cold snacks and my PBR, but
Oh goodness. All right, so check this out. There's been some major developments in the hockey apparatus, or the hockey sphere, if you will. We all remember the unfortunate accident on Humboldt Broncos.
oh
the,
yeah, I think Dog Nation helped out a lot with that.
Absolutely.
Marty went out and did his due diligence on that. That's for sure.
Had a couple of the players that were really affected by it, and so here's a little light thing. just for you guys to sleep easy with. Just over 2 years after suffering a broken back in that accident, Grayson Cameron announced that he has committed to playing NCAA hockey at Northland College.
I mean, how crazy is that, guys? For a kid that went through so much, you know,
So much trauma.
Like Ross mentioned, Dog Nation was a huge supporter after that accident and everything that had happened, and Grayson was one of the people that actually came to Colorado a couple times, I believe, right?
Well, definitely one of the most affected by it. I mean, broken back, you it's not easy to just be like,
Oh no, no, absolutely not.
Let me just walk again.
And for and from remember, I mean, what, you know, for a little while, Grayson's. I mean, there's pictures around. He's in a wheelchair, and to come back from something like that is unbelievable. And then playing for an NCAA, like, wow, man.
Oh yeah, and not like just any like. I mean, that's a top like level Division III team.
Best of the best, man,
Yeah.
for college.
Like,
I mean,
seriously, that's like
no matter what, it's NCAA hockey. You know?
Yeah, but still, you're to go from that from something, well, nothing to something. That's just amazing. I mean, that guy has to inspire many.
Oh, and from coming from a situation where I've been in the very same kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
You know, with my accident and everything, that a lot of those months when you're first like laid up in the hospital and the doctors are telling you all this kind of stuff, like, oh, well, you may never be able to walk again, or you may never be able to breathe again, and like for him to go that far, just to have that, like, that perseverance.
Oh yeah, just to defy the odds and have that drive and perseverance, basically.
And from all the from the articles that I've ever read about him, like his coach from the Humboldt Broncos believes, like, that's basically the reason why he was made captain for the Broncos, because that man just was always there for another player, or just beaten through everything. So I mean, to see that's some incredible information coming out from such a terrible thing. And you know, you gotta just think about how positive that is, just for everybody around that whole thing. I mean, like the unfortunate folks that we lost from that, and the other folks that may not be so lucky to be able to walk now. You know, like the Bronco that went over to Thailand.
Oh yeah, and he had the back injections.
Which
do we were those well, I don't know if they were, but if I were to guess, stem cells probably.
I would hope so.
Yeah, it was definitely heavily involved with stem cells, which unfortunately, I'm gonna get political for a second, that the U.S. has still frowned upon. Which, I mean, in my position, obviously, I'm very
it
for
would
it.
help you more so than anybody.
Well, I was gonna say, for me, like, obviously I'm no doctor, no expert into that, but I've heard of that, like, from the Joe Rogan podcast. A lot of those UFC guys talk about it.
Oh yeah.
And stuff, how it's helped them, but all of them go to, like, some are overseas.
Oh yeah, they go out of the country for that. Yeah,
because whatever it is, I guess within the United States there's not enough support or like proof, I suppose, that it does anything. But I've seen people that like swear by it.
Well, and
not seen but heard.
And let me tell you right now, the pharmaceutical companies in the U.S., they are well against that kind of thing. They are dependent on people being dependent on them.
That's for sure. But yeah.
But we're getting a little dark here, boys.
Yeah, we're like going off.
Let's
like
put on a happy
like
face.
we're like on the road, and then we're on like the gravel. And,
yeah, we're going places I don't think you think we've ever gone. But congrats to Grayson Cameron. That's awesome. I'm excited to see where he goes from there.
Yeah, congratulations, Grayson, and
Yeah.
we wish you nothing but the best, man.
Absolutely. And so moving on to one more positive thing. Just recently, in coordination with the ESL Gaming, the NHL has announced the first ever NHL gamer player gaming challenge.
So, Cody, I'm a little out of the loop for that thing. What do you like? What can you tell me about it? I'm a little out of the loop on that one.
Well, basically, what we got here is every single team in the NHL, all 31 teams, including Seattle's expansion, have
Whoever the hell they're named.
had well, yeah, the Seattle whoever's. They are all they're all gonna participate. At least one or two players from each team, a current player, are gonna actually participate in a NHL 2020 kind of like tournament.
So, like, sort of like what Gretzky and Ovechkin did, the thing that we talked about last episode.
Absolutely. It's
Okay.
It's not going to be a 3-on-3. Every team is going to be playing throughout these next 4 weeks.
Well, and then my question is it going to be NHL 3s or is it going to be a full, like, team?
Full NHL 20 game.
Alright.
That's going to be pretty cool. And yeah, over the course of 4 weeks, beginning April 30th, which was like 2 days ago, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
April 1st. I always get confused with those 30, 31 months.
I think this is, one of the 30 months, so.
So yeah, each club will be represented by 1 or 2 current players and featured in a one-time matchup against another club. Weekly matchups, storylines, and broadcast details will be revealed at the beginning of each week, and you can catch this on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Twatter. I don't think Twatter is a thing, but I just wanted to say it. And yeah, so this league esports activation in EA Sports is committed to the hashtag Hockey at Home initiative. While this entire shutdown's been going around,
I mean, it's pretty cool, like, obviously we're all itching for seeing some sports and whatnot, so this is a unique way to,
Well,
kind of bring a little bit of sports into it.
Well, just like we were
even through a
saying-
video game,
just like we were saying about the Grade 1 and the Grade 8 little competition.
yeah. Well, even if I just messed that
Easy
up.
for
But,
you
yeah.
for you to say.
Well,
But
here-
even though if it wasn't them playing, it was still for a good cause and just for charity and everything.
Well, yeah, the NHL Foundation and EA Sports will donate a combined $100,000
Which that's just amazing.
to the CDC Foundation's obviously COVID-19 relief efforts.
But,
that's cool.
oh yeah, no, that's way cool. Well, what I like to see is what players are kind of chipping in to just do that for each team.
Oh, the list is huge.
Oh, yeah.
I just
it's
found it.
Oh, it's gigantic. I mean, you've got like the thing that I found funny is that actually Ryan Reeves and Evander Kane are going to be playing for their respective teams. So I mean, you've got that entire drama throughout this entire season where Ryan Reeves and Evander Kane have been chirping each other. I can't wait to hear what they've got to say each other.
You know
over
what?
the-
I wouldn't even watch that. I just give me the audio footage of them just talking smack.
That's all I
between each
need.
other.
That's all I need.
Well, who do you have for the Avs?
We've got JT Comfer. JT
Okay,
Comfer
okay.
is the lone representative for the Avalanche, and we've got some actually pretty awesome names that are on this.
You
I
might
mean,
recognize one of them there, Keats.
Yeah, I was just looking at it. Looks like my boy Elvis Merzlikins is representing Columbus.
you got Zach Werenski too,
Yep.
and then I mean you got some really great players coming on here. I mean, let's take a rundown. I mean, Colton Parayko from St. Louis. I mean, Cam Fowler from Anaheim.
Oh yeah, no, Cam Fowler. I mean, he's kind of been slacking the last few years, but he's been one of the top-notch defensemen.
Well, I mean, he is the like when you think Anaheim Ducks, you think the back end. You've got to include Cam Fowler.
Well, you'd be silly not to. But then also you got McAvoy as well.
Yeah, you got Jake DeBrusk and Charlie McAvoy from Boston. I mean, you got some big names coming on and playing. I mean, yeah, so it'll be pretty cool. I wouldn't mind watching it. I mean, obviously,
I was gonna say I'm curious about it too. Obviously, I mean, I vaguely heard about it, and mainly because again I follow Elvis on Instagram, and he's been promoting the shit out of it on through his like storyline or
like
whatever.
through social media and all
Yeah,
that.
but I haven't seen any of them, mainly due to work and whatnot. But I'm curious to see like how many people have actually hopped into it and really.
And you know what's really cool about it is that you can actually donate to this.
Oh yeah, they've
So as you're watching, you can
Yeah.
there's like a donate page or something.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Oh, yeah.
give4cdcf.org. We'll probably put the link in our description.
oh
Okay.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
Everybody can throw some money.
Yeah.
And I just think it's cool. I mean, obviously, everybody's
your-
begging for hockey and
Oh yeah, well you got your koozies playing, the Canes.
yeah, you got
yeah.
exactly Evgeny Kuznetsov. I mean, that's huge.
Oh yeah, well and you even like he's not. I wish I would have what is it? Their top-notch player instead of what is it? They have Montour playing for Buffalo Sabres.
Well, aren't you a Brandon Montour fan?
I do, but I wish it was Eichel or somebody like that. You know.
You know what? I'm not a big fan of Jack Eichel.
I'm not,
and
but-
I'll tell you for days. Mainly one being that he's a Nickelback fan.
Oh God, I didn't even.
There
know
is
that.
an NHL network.
Look at
special.
this photograph.
Stop it, Gates. Cut off.
No, I love it. Keep going. No,
Oh.
please don't keep going.
But no, you know the face of the whole entire like team and stuff like that, kind of trying to show up or.
Well, I'd love Rasmus Dahlin.
Oh
I
God,
mean-
Rasmus Dahlin would be awesome.
And I've actually been talking a lot about Rasmus Dahlin lately. Just I'm a big Team Sweden fan, so I mean, any more Dahlin news, I'll gobble it up. So check this out. Moving on from that, we've got some pretty exciting news coming out of the Czech Republic. You guys, anyone want to venture to guess what's coming out of Czech?
I would have to say maybe somebody that we've talked about the last two episodes.
Oh, we might have. Yeah, it's Dominik Hasek is reportedly planning candidacy for president of Czech Republic in 2023.
Who would have known the guy's a huge political type of dude?
I mean, honestly, I just wish that could happen in the U.S. I mean, Dominik Hasek, I would venture to say that he's gonna win the candidacy.
Well, I don't know. It's interesting to say because I read that article myself vaguely, and I guess like I don't know if it was in like the Czech Republic or like where,
Czech
but
Republic, yes.
but they did like a survey, to like basically see like how many people would vote for him.
Yeah, and he was talking about it on Radio Impulse, a Czech radio station.
So if I'm not mistaken, after like this random survey that whoever did, 80% said that they would not vote for him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why is there? Well, there's probably not a lot of why in these polls.
Well, if I were to guess,
He didn't have any posts to save him. I'm kidding.
no,
Okay.
honestly my 2 cents I guess is probably, I mean, I'm sure every European's watching what's going on in the United States right now.
Oh, absolutely.
So I don't know if it's giving them a little vibe. You know where I'm getting at?
The past, American race for president was let's be honest, it was like a total dog and pony show.
Like just
just like
electing a celebrity, I think it's like a scary thing these days. Cause
Well, just
I
media
think
related.
Well, not even to get into that, it makes people kind of draw back.
well, just media related.
know,
It was
yeah.
just it was a circus.
But-
And obviously, more people turned into this whole, all the debates and stuff like that, just because of it. It was a bit of a circus, and I mean, depending on if you like the current president now or if you don't, I mean that remains to be seen. that's not what we're here to talk about. But
No.
I see your point there, is that it might be a little bit more of a publicity stunt rather than an actual
Right.
campaign.
Right, and who knows, man? When it gets closer to that time, good old Dom might throw out some. And I don't know how they do the presidential stuff. If you get like all these crazy commercials like we do,
Yeah.
vote for me because I'll do this. You know what I mean? Who knows? Good old Dom might throw out some cool shit, and people
I
might
mean-
be like, "Holy crap!" Like, yeah.
You never know, and that's the thing, is that maybe he has some pretty good ideas about running a country. I don't know. I'm like, besides being an incredible goaltender,
And that's
I
just
don't know much about his CV. You know,
that's just the thing, man. And Europe's a whole different world again. I can't speak for Czech Republic itself, but I know like at least in Latvia, like the president there, he doesn't really have that much power like the president in the United States has.
right?
Um,
Not a lot. It's more or less just a title.
You're just like a representative more than anything in a
Right.
way. You know what I mean? You're like the face for the country.
I mean, having
Um,
Dominic Hasek as the face of a country,
Well,
I think I'd be all
Well,
right
that's
with
what I
that.
say. If it's the same as it is, how I remember it, why not?
Seriously, absolutely. I mean, come on.
well, that and at that point it'd be all high five, handshakes, and signatures. Honestly.
Well, that's a lot of what being a head of a country looks like. You know, I mean, kissing babies, signing executive orders, being the face of the country. I mean,
And being known as a little wussy that ran away from Patrick Waugh.
oh yes, that's exactly. Oh,
my man.
I'm sorry.
My man.
Oh,
Got the horn.
there's the horn, baby. Oh yeah.
He could have had the trifecta, but he had no fecta.
No effect.
No effecta.
All right, so moving on. Check this out. This is kind of cool. Especially because based on like my opinion of the Cronkies and within the past season,
You know my opinion, Cody.
if a lot of hockey fans out there don't know, there's basically been a stalemate between KSE, Crocky Sports Entertainment, and major cable companies, where we as Avalanche fans have not been able to see a lot of the games unless
You have DirecTV
Yeah.
where you stream it, basically.
or unless you stealing it.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Streaming or stealing.
there's been a bit of a low kind of a low morale for the Cronkies. So this came out just not too long ago about what the Cronkies are going to do for all the KSE Cronky Sports Entertainment employees, which was actually really kind of cool, and I kind of want to just touch on that for a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
And what they've done is they've actually created a COVID-19 relief plan.
Okay, that kind of protects their employees during this time.
Yeah,
essentially.
that's exactly it. It's sorry there. It's basically a plan where, you know, these kind of gnarly, basically virus outbreaks or anything bad that can possibly happen within the next couple weeks or years or decade, you know.
Yeah.
It's basically just covering any Cronky Sports Entertainment employees.
Oh yeah, no, it's basically going on with going even above and beyond what the Samuelis did with the Ducks, and like they paid them through June, but this is an actual. They're going to probably pay them through June. I guarantee that. Now with the playoffs possibly starting here later than sooner.
And we'll get to that too.
Oh yeah, but this actually just has like a little just fail safe to where if you need it, we have it and we can help you out with it, and it's players, fans.
Yeah, so in a statement that they just recently made, they go down this line, quote, in an effort to further assist these employees, and after speaking with several members of our amazing network KSE teams, we are super proud to announce that the Kroenke Family Foundation will be leading a COVID relief fund into the amount of $500,000, which is expected to grow to at least $1 million in the very near future.
Oh wow. So yeah, and so obviously they're making to grow it larger and larger as time goes by. Are they doing like? Is it like a donation thing again, or?
I haven't seen. Well, a lot of the KSE employees can actually donate to the fund,
Okay.
which is also a link that we'll probably leave in the description and everything like that. I don't know if it's open to the public, but I know a lot of the employees can donate to the fund to make it grow even larger.
Okay. All right. Yeah. No, it'll be interesting to see how it all works out. Not that I'm like. I'm just like it always sounds good on paper. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, and that's
so-
kind of what I'm saying. I mean, like, yeah, okay, you're making this awesome fun, but like, where's it really going?
And if it's actually gonna benefit the employees in a sense, you know what I mean?
And I'm speculative just because he's been holding this petty war against major cable providers that I mean I would say more than half. I'd say about 75% of the Avalanche fans in Colorado have not been able to see a single away game this season.
I'd even an away game.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can come to a home game, obviously, but I mean, when
I'd have to even put that into like 15%, because I mean,
It's low, and
yeah, it's a low number. Because I mean, just to schedule it for the certain times that I've gone and watched games, I've wanted to go out and watch my Avs, but
I like for me, I won't even sugarcoat it. Like people have been fucking illegally streaming games like mother effer.
well, I mean,
you know what I mean?
That's
Like-
that's the position that I mean the Kroenkes have put us in at this point.
yeah,
Is that either we pay hundreds of dollars to maybe change our cable provider to direct, or just go without it? And I mean, let's be honest with you here. This, I mean, playing games is not the most major income that you got. You've got all these people coming to games, buying food, buying jerseys, buying all this other stuff, and yet you can't let us watch the games just because a couple cable providers won't bow down to your needs.
oh yeah. Well, and like also from what I researched is that they even had their own ticketing program that they started.
Oh yeah, this year they've
like,
started their
yeah.
own. They've dropped flash seats. Now it's altitude tickets.
Yep.
So they're making all the money off of that too.
And they've upped all their prices on beer and all of that. So it's not like they're hurting for money. It's
No,
like, come
and-
on, just leave it at the
And
same.
and
They're
I'll,
not.
and I'll tell you right now, Kroenke is not one to shy away from money. I mean, he has roots in the Walton families, where he's married to one of the Waltons, the Walmart owners.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I mean, we can ride into where we're, yeah, we're in the gravel and we're about to hit
Yeah,
the
maybe-
weeds.
We're
Yeah,
about to
yeah.
hit Mordor.
I'm sorry,
right now,
I had to
dude.
say something just
Yeah.
because.
No, absolutely.
But
No.
I mean-
You bring up a good point, Cody.
But I mean,
Absolutely.
big ups to him for actually like making a fund. Maybe that'll help out like the actual people
Yeah.
that need it, not necessarily the Kroenkes.
No,
but,
absolutely.
Like the people out there doing the dirt work.
Yeah.
You know. So let's hope that works out. And I mean, it looks good. So let's hope it keeps going that way. And so moving on to our next subject.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
I mean, I could talk.
See.
I'll get a little heated if I keep talking about the
Well,
Kroenkes.
I know. We've gotten to that point a little bit. We've been on the brinks of almost like barging into Mordor before we like hit the tree people and all that good stuff. So let's avert from that. Avert.
So with the new subject here, this is actually really promising information that we've been reading throughout the week.
Can I take a guess? Even though it's not one of the questions or anything of that
Like the
sort.
trivia?
Yeah, the trivia. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll give you a guess. Let's see what you got there, bud.
Was it the last big enforcer to have an All-Star jersey?
He's actually a part of it. So check this out. The NHL and the NHLPA have formed a return to play committee. And what that entails is to develop plans to potentially restart the NHL season.
And isn't either John Scott has been tweeting something from what I have heard, or is he a part of that committee? I haven't decided.
He's not a part of it, but Larry Brooks of the New York Post broke that the committee the committee is comprised of Commissioner Gary Bettman, Deputy Commissioner Bill Daly, and Senior Vice Presidents Colin Campbell and Steve Hatzapetros on the NHL side. Now, there's the NHLPA side where Donald Fear, Matthew Schneider, General Counsel Dan, Zavalo, and divisional representatives Steve Webb, and several players such as John Tavares, Connor McDavid, James Van Riemsdyk, and Ron Hainsey are on the NHLPA side, and they are all joined with a staff of medical representatives to formulate a plot to come back within at least the next couple months.
Oh, wow. I mean, that's huge news, especially if you got some of those players involved with it. I thought it was the release of the training camp that is what you were talking about and tickling at.
No, unfortunately, we're not that far along, but it's really good that you have absolutely every single aspect covered.
Yeah.
You've got players, you've got commissioners, you've even got medical
personnel,
workers.
Yeah.
All talking about what it's going to take to get the NHL to come back.
Well, and also, from the hockey side of it, you've got brilliant representatives like James Van Riemsdyk and John Tavares, and, those guys those are veterans in the league almost at this point, if you think about it.
Well, just to have actual players involved in the decision-making is a really good step in the right direction.
Yeah. Well, and then the ones that have been around the block for a little bit, too, because it's better than having your young guns come up and just try to vouch for the whole entire deal.
Well, and obviously having Connor McDavid in on these conference calls, it adds a lot to what they're willing to do. They're obviously willing to, show the outside world that they're serious about having hockey come back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, and that's kind of a positive, honestly. And then, honestly, to go to the John Scott thing, also, John Scott has come out on Twitter that it could be rumored that they start training camp June 1st.
That's true, and before that happens, there's phases.
I was gonna say, have we talked about? So they were talking about 4 phases, correct?
Yeah, Bob McKenzie of TSN actually tweeted out pretty much a breakdown of phases that the NHL need to do, and for phase 1, obviously it's self-isolation.
Is what we're doing now,
quarantine.
Essentially.
Yeah, we're pretty much in phase 1 right now.
Right.
And so when he moves down, phase 2 would be obviously players from Europe that have went back during the shutdown, coming back, and then
testing them.
Then testing them and isolating them as well.
So Ross, I know you said June 1st is the date.
That is estimated.
Estimated
hearsay,
date when they
hearsay.
Well, and here
getting everyone back. I guess my question is, and I might be super out of the loop about it. What's the what's the flight situation and all that?
Well, check this out. This is where phase 3 comes in.
Okay.
Is what they're thinking about, and which would probably be the most, equitable and easiest thing to do is phase 3, which would be the much talked about 4 divisional cities where they could play without fans.
Oh
where,
yeah, like
where
in North
it-
Dakota and all that.
where it would take down travel costs for the teams,
Mm-hmm.
and they could play without a lot of a breakout.
Essentially, cities with that didn't really get as affected by this
Just
pandemic.
like we were talking
okay.
about like a
Or
while
low-
ago, like in Nunavut or North Dakota.
Was
Yeah.
Arizona one of the places too?
I
wasn't
don't
it?
think it would be. I mean, there's still that. I mean, per populace. I mean, Arizona still has a lot more people than
I just-
say, like
I don't know where I heard it, and this is a little off, I guess, but like because of like Arizona's weather and stuff, supposedly those dudes are over there, and this might have been a baseball thing, honestly.
Well, yeah,
But like, due to the weather and stuff, because supposedly warm weather kills the virus. So
so what they're looking at is like 4 divisional cities, basically.
Yeah.
4 divisional cities in the 2 in the west and then 2 in the east, where it's basically just like a neutral setting.
Oh,
Okay.
God. So it'd be like out in the middle of nowhere, like
Dude, so-
Illinois or something like that, or even like Columbus for like east.
But so what
possibly.
it's-
It would probably be more northern. I would assume, especially in like that Midwest territory, like around Chicago
No,
and
yeah.
stuff, because they're. I mean,
Even across the border, I
those
could think,
cities
too.
are so closely packed together. I mean, those are some of the most affected areas of the coronavirus. So
Yeah.
I would assume it would probably be more northern, especially in the east. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously we have North Dakota, South Dakota in the west, but I mean, back east they're more packed together. So
Yeah.
it would probably be more northern. If
So
that,
it'd be more northern in Ontario or something.
I would
like
assume.
that,
I would absolutely assume.
So how it's essentially what it sounds like is so they obviously you split your teams. Half of the group goes to wherever,
Yeah,
and the other half, and it's almost like a camp.
Yeah, it's basically if you went
So
to like a hockey camp.
Think of it like a fucking Olympics almost.
Yeah,
You're like
I mean,
you're
for-
like
for
in
the
this one
longest time.
city, and you play against each other in this one arena.
yeah. I would think Pacific plays in one city, Central plays in one city.
That's
the,
kind of cool, man.
Metropolitan
Yeah.
plays in another one, and the
Well, that
Atlantic
and
plays in the other.
they would probably have to like have like a final deciding city where they go to the semifinals,
I mean, I would
the finals, then the actual
I mean,
cup finals.
in
so.
keeping with the actual spirit of the Stanley Cup Finals, I think they would probably split the Stanley Cup Finals between the 2 cities, but just do it as you would regularly do it. Like the the better team gets home ice advantage, and you spend. But I mean, even so,
you would hope. You would hope.
But I mean, how much money that the NHL has already lost off of this shutdown, and I mean, let's be honest, it's a lot. It's a lot of money. They might just do the playoffs in one ideal position. Because you got to think about all the money that going back and forth from cities and stuff.
Oh yeah, just like the good old KHL when they did it with no one.
Oh yeah, man. Those dudes are a whole lot. Like I said in previous episodes, I can't believe they didn't finish the whole season.
Right? No,
They were so close to it. Yeah, I wouldn't have been surprised when those dudes just like fuck it,
Yeah,
do it for Mother Russia.
and I know there's actually a lot of people wondering about if there's going to be a training camp thing, and that's also part of Phase 3.
Well,
is that they'll have I would say a 2-week to 3-week training camp as well, and then you'll move on from there. You got Phase 4. If all goes well, would be games. The NHL is stretched in regular seasons plus playoffs. So what they're really trying to do is finish the season and get the playoffs in. That would be Phase 4, is the actual initiation of games.
We had about 10 games left in the season.
I think I know at least 18 games for each teams.
Well,
Maybe lower.
I was gonna say if times were good, we would be what, round 2-ish right now in the playoffs?
We'd be
Yeah, absolutely.
on the outside
Second
looking
series
in.
for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
outside
So,
looking in.
I mean, yeah, you can see that with all the memes and stuff out there. I should be watching the second series of the playoffs, but instead I'm fucking counting all the toilet paper I've got in my goddamn bathroom.
One.
2.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I got 5 rolls of the triple ply, 10 rolls of the double play.
But then you split the triple ply because you know
don't want to go
who
down
needs
to
triple
the one
ply?
ply.
No, one ply's bad. Bad news. That's the stuff you buy at the dollar store.
And just for an update, what you were saying, John Scott had previously revealed that I think all the European players are actually scheduled to come back around June 1st.
Yeah. Okay. Because
That's there wasn't a lot of information with it because it was just a tweet.
Well, see, and that's where I was, because I'm no like I don't know anything much about the flights and stuff, but I know they're very restricted right now. You know where you can go, where you can fly, because borders are closed and this and that. So is it like, are they throwing a bunch of these dudes on like this NHL private type of plane?
Well, I mean,
and they're just all flying them over, and then you know.
Yeah, that's the thing, and I'm looking at the tweet right now, and like I said, it says verbatim, just got word that NHL camps will begin again June 1st. European players are coming back soon.
So
that's all you got.
Good
that's
to know.
what I went off of,
No,
and I was rubbing zipper off of that.
Well, just reading anything like in a positive light, I'm rubbing zipper for sure.
Oh yeah, well, especially reading that because it's like, okay, June 1st, like training camps will start. I mean, the European players won't be involved, possibly.
I would
or they would be involved. It just depends on when the flights are coming in.
In that sense, based on the phases that the NHL are trying to go by, I would assume that they are trying to usher all the European players back within the month of May, where you're having a few players come back on this one, getting treated, just doing isolation. Getting tested, and then you'll have more and more coming back as the month steadily goes by, and then eventually opening up like that 2 to 3 week camp at the beginning of June.
Man, what a clusterfuck.
It is. It's
honest to
nuts.
God.
It's fucking nuts, man.
Well, you got somebody saying one thing, and then you got John Scott, who honestly, he's probably one of the closest people outside of the NHL at this point. That's closest with the NHL because he's had so many issues.
We know he's he's retired, but I mean, obviously he's going to be talking to a lot of those guys.
Oh yeah, because there was all of his old cronies and teammates and stuff like that.
Cronies,
yeah.
What are you talking about? The zombies that he beat the shit out of?
Well, I mean, no, it'd be the teammates and stuff
Right.
that he had that would be like, God, I thank you for being on my team to do that.
Thank you for not fucking me up. So,
yeah.
I mean, obviously, that's a lot to ingest, and it's kind of like still a little far out. But I mean, it's something to kind of like maybe rely on.
It's a nice hope.
Yeah,
you know?
it is. It is definitely a nice hope.
Not even that. It's something to digest. There's options.
There
instead of nothing right now.
And that's what I love about the NHL. They are trying to come back to finish this season. I've heard rumors about the MLB already just shutting down the next season. The CFL.
Yeah, no
season.
motivation. Yeah,
they're not even doing anything about it.
NBA questionable.
NBA they're actually doing the same kind of thing the NHL is, which I mean I'll give I'm not a big fan of the
Last
NBA
I heard they were
or the basketball, they're actually trying to invite players to start training again.
Wow.
As per the hockey guy, I was watching his episode about a lot of what's going down right now, and he shed some light on the NBA about them actually inviting players to start training again. So,
well, and not to interrupt or anything, Cody, but it was one of those things with the NBA. NHL was always trying to push to just finish the season because they always want to.
There's never been one thing to say that they weren't going to try to finish the season.
Oh yeah, well, it's not trying to push it just like trying to be unsafe, but they just want to finish the season so somebody raises the cup.
Well, yeah,
And that's the most important.
and they're
thing
trying to
right
make it.
there.
And
Well, it's between the NBA's, NHLs, and all that, and they're both in the same boat. They're both so close to the
exactly, yeah.
playoff,
Yeah.
and that's where all that falls in.
Oh, yeah,
in
but-
a sense.
And I know that the NBA
Yeah.
was on the fence with that for a minute, where the NHL was like pedal to the metal on that.
Which I
is
mean,
awesome.
that's why I respect the NHL and the NBA, because obviously, they could just say fuck it, next season, just
Oh,
wait.
yeah. Oh,
But
yeah.
and that's where the MLB is right now. They're saying they're probably not even gonna have a league until 2023.
Well, that's the thing. Those guys didn't even get started, you know.
They
So
haven't
it's
even-
like the
Well, I mean-
motivation wasn't even there, and then
Well, I mean, you
Like,
got
this
spring
happened.
training and I gotta say, I'm gonna stand by this till the day I die. MLB players are just a bunch of fucking prima donnas. Come get me,
dude,
Will.
bubblegum, fucking sunflower seed
Yeah.
eating.
I mean, you're
frickin-
you're literally out on the playing field. You're just eating fucking sunflower seeds the entire time.
Pantene Pro V's.
Clap, 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 clap. Anyways,
I can think of a couple of people that are gonna get mad about listening to this, but
I'm
it is
sorry.
what it is.
I mean, I'm not trying to be a dick or anything.
No,
but I mean,
I'm in the same boat. I just I mean I understand like that sport takes a certain skill.
well, I mean,
But at the same time,
you've got to.
hockey players
They have all the skills in one sport.
we're
See, the problem I
we're
have.
tougher at the
the
end of the day. I don't care what you say.
Well, the problem I have with it is that you've got a 162 game schedule for MLB,
Well, that
and you're just gonna call the season off, not even trying anything.
No, you could even do like an 80.
162 games.
Yeah, you could do like an 80 season game and still like.
It'd
have
probably be
something.
more entertaining than that.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know, it
'cause
wouldn't drag
the
on as much.
Oh yeah, the ride for the playoffs would just be even that much
Oh,
more like important.
Give so much more reason to actually play harder.
Oh yeah,
I
give
mean,
initiative. I mean, come on.
I've always thought 162 games was just like complete overkill.
Duh.
So before I became a firefighter and I started working, I worked at a car shop in downtown Denver.
Volvo.
Yep, Volvo for life. Still drive one. Anyways,
Hallo, Svenskar.
anyways, one of my jobs was because we did like a courtesy rides. So you would like say if a customer dropped off a car, you take them to work, and then you would also give them the courtesy of picking them up.
Oh yeah,
Oh
so
yeah, no,
basically
my dad's
like
shop did that. Yeah.
And
yeah.
The Rockies piss me the F off.
oh, I can only imagine those guys just
They have
use
the random times for games, dude.
Oh yeah, like
It's like a Tuesday at 2:00.
it's like, where the hell do you want to go at a Tuesday at 2:00 downtown?
And as usual, dude, I have a customer that works in the middle of downtown Denver at, one of the bigger skyscraper type of buildings.
They got the loft like business buildings. Or
and
something
it's
like
super
that.
close to,
You got the
Coors Field.
Wauseon 15th or anywhere between
Traffic.
that and even Blake Street.
Oh
It's
my God,
terrible.
man! Nowhere to park, people everywhere. Like like I said, on like a Tuesday at 1. Ugh. Anyways, frustration. I don't know. It's super off the subject again, man. We've
Pretty
been
much just using you guys as a car service.
we have been hitting the gravel.
Hey, well, you know what? Let's get back on the right track. So, I mean, with this interesting information about the NHL coming back, who are you guys most excited to see play, or teams, players, anybody on your mind?
Ooh, me. me.
Apparently,
Me.
Ross
Pick me.
Ross is raising Ross is raising his hand. So
Go for it, man. Let's
go
talk
for-
about it.
Let's go
But
for Ross.
No, I'm really excited because my buddy Justin Martin out in Pennsylvania. He's followed, as I've told him, Tom Wilson and Andre Burakovsky their whole entire careers, and I told him to watch those two guys, and I'm so glad that we got Burakovsky. Like, just to see him flourish. I'm excited to see what he does for us in the playoffs, dude.
Well,
oh my God.
I mean, he's a lot of the same with a lot of the additions to the Avalanche roster this year. He's had one whale of a season so far, and I mean, yeah, it sucks that he got hurt right before the shutdown.
Oh yeah, but I mean, he's proved to be a very key, important part of the Avs, and I mean, heck, I would have to even say, obviously, my Ducks and everything. Granted, they're not going anywhere, but
you're actually probably thinking, oh, thank God for the shutdown. Those Anaheim Ducks are sucking major dick.
oh, I'm just looking forward to the new jerseys next year.
Oh, well. Hey, well, I mean,
Hey, just to be honest,
that's the most promising thing about the Anaheim Ducks this year. Eh?
that this year. But I
the
mean,
new jerseys next year.
Well, and just to see what they're gonna do with their lineup, because they've lost a lot of huge aspects
obviously,
in their teams and a bunch of big hitters. So
well, and that's the thing. I think the biggest problem I've had with the Anaheim Ducks is that big names like Rickard Rakell and Jakob Silverberg, they with a lot of people leaving this year, they really needed to step up. And I mean, they've had a bit decent of a year.
yeah.
But this was their time to step up and say, "Hey, this is our team."
Oh yeah.
And I just don't. I don't think I've seen that.
You
yet.
don't have the Bobby Ryans. You don't have the.
You haven't had Bobby Ryan for a while.
Oh, no, you get what I'm saying. You don't have any of the anybody that's close to that. That's a dynamic player. That's stepping up. Honestly.
Well, I mean, with Corey Perry leaving, I mean that's
too.
like the biggest backbone of the Ducks for the longest time.
Because he was almost like your. Oh, I'm not saying like
he
Billy
was
Smith.
your team. I mean, Corey Perry was your team. I mean, obviously, you still got Ryan Getzlaf, Gibber in net and stuff. But I mean, Corey Perry has been and will always be in my mind an Anaheim Duck.
Oh yeah,
and the biggest part of the Anaheim Ducks.
Oh, him and Getzlaf will be the two biggest parts of the Ducks. They will always forever be Ducks. I wouldn't be surprised if you have a 15 out of 10. Soon maybe a 35 here hanging in the rafters. So.
I just thought it was complete bullshit that the Ducks actually bought out Corey Perry
before his 1,000th game.
Yeah,
and he's played the whole entire
12 games before he played his 1,000th game. You can't let him play his 1,000th game in a fucking Ducks uniform.
No, and
you're gonna buy him out.
Yeah, exactly. And he would be one of the few players with Ryan Getzlaf to actually do that in a Ducks uniform or the same team uniform.
Yeah, well, not anymore.
Nope. But as I said, we'll see.
Yeah.
But I'm also excited to see what the Islanders are doing, the Sabres are doing, because.
Sabres, but you could just toss them right out the window right now.
It's either they're gonna make some big moves or they're gonna just
too late. If they would have made the moves, they would have made it at the trade deadline.
Those boys are hurting, man.
There's just so much animosity in Buffalo. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Fans.
Well, what do you think Ryan O'Reilly left?
Well, Ryan O'Reilly almost quit freaking hockey just because he was playing in Buffalo.
Right.
And he also crashed into a Timmy Hortons.
Well, I mean, anybody will crash into a Tim Hortons once they know they got traded to fucking Buffalo.
Exactly, my friend.
Well, I'll tell you what, I am, speaking of Ryan O'Reilly, I am just so excited for him. Ever since he's played in Colorado, I've been a gigantic fan of his game. I mean, he is so responsible and just the hockey IQ is out of this planet. And I mean, yeah, he can't skate that well, and maybe he may not be able to stick handle that well, but I mean, kid's got jam. The man knows how to take a face off. The man knows how to be in the right places at the right times.
I mean, he proved that last year, right?
Oh, I mean, Conn Smythe, Stanley Cup.
Well, also I think he beat out one of Gretzky's records last year too.
I'd like to know that. Take a look at that.
I would have to say that I think it was oh God.
Take a peek online, man.
All right.
Well, and I mean,
give me a second.
Like I said, I couldn't be happier for the guy. I mean, you know how much he was hurting in Buffalo, and you could tell.
No,
But
absolutely.
the guy loves hockey, and as soon as he came over to St. Louis, there was like a new breath of life coming over for him, man.
No, he was even. I mean, he was great having him for Colorado. I
I
had the pleasures of meeting him once. Have a picture. Us together,
oh yeah, sweet.
that I could share maybe later.
Oh yeah,
From a couple of years back, but
and I know,
no,
and I know he had
humble dude.
and I know he had the contract disputes with the Avs.
Money,
But that
dude.
was
It
Greg
came down to money
Sherman.
again.
That was Greg Sherman. Our GM back then was just a fucking waste of space, and that was really what it was. I mean, I guarantee you, if Joe was negotiating Ryan's contract, it would have been a completely different thing. I really think so.
Probably would have, but it's a hard thing. And now looking back at it, it's like you look at it different. But like when it first happened, what the media showed, I mean, here locally within Colorado and stuff, made it sound like that Ryan's like a total asshole.
But
And
that's the
we're
thing.
like
it's
get him
not
the fuck
that.
out of here,
It's not that.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't.
So I've got it now, boys.
So you got the record. Yeah. Let's hear it.
So Ryan O'Reilly became the third player in NHL history to score his team's opening goal in the fourth consecutive games during the Stanley Cup final, matching Sid Smith and also Norm Ullum.
There you go.
Like,
There you go.
There's that.
I mean, maybe not as great as beating Gretzko, but I mean that's
still,
big for the team.
That's all tied for all of them.
I mean, we're
so
talking playoff hockey too, and that's huge.
That's huge.
But I mean, and that just goes back to what I was saying about Ryan O'Reilly. Is like he is a top notch player. He's all about the team, and I mean, I really wish that the Avs could have kept him rather than Matt Duchene. I would have thrown millions of dollars at Ryan O'Reilly before I even thought about that.
Yeah. Duchesne ended up being a huge disappointment.
And then again, it's like what came before the chicken or the egg, because we got Sammy Girard and that number one pick from Ottawa with that Duchesne train, along with a bunch of other prospects.
Yeah,
and that's huge too. So I mean, I'm not really worried about it too much, but I mean, I would have liked to see Factor in an Avs jersey for a little bit more.
Absolutely. Hey, never say never, dude.
True. I mean,
remember Tanguay?
True. I mean, Jerome McGinley coming over and playing. I never thought Jerome McGinley would ever be playing in an Avs jersey.
I flipped out. That was like doing.
I was freaking out too.
That was like Antoine Vermette when he came over from the Hawks to the Ducks.
Meh.
But still, for us in depth that year,
I mean, just like
it was just like one of those things where it's like, oh my God, we just added that much more to our team from what already we have.
And it's sad that we never could have got Jerome a cup, because that's the reason why he came over in the first place.
Yeah.
Right,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
trying to make another documentary, but it didn't happen.
So Keith, who are you excited about coming back and watching playing after this whole shutdown's going?
Well, man, I don't know. Should I go first or should you go first? Because I think I got a few things to say.
That's true. Well, I mean, I'm clearly just happy that there's a prospect of like hockey coming back in general, but I really want to see the Avalanche lineup back in full force. I want Nazem Kadri to be back. I want Matt Calvert back, Grubauer. I want them all back. I want them back so bad. I think if we would have had this entire lineup the entire time, would have been fine.
Well, man, like
we're fine right now. I mean, we're sitting second in the Central.
We've been good, before. Obviously, the Avs have been dealing with a lot of injuries. We all know that. But man, like, if this season actually continues,
I just want to see the playoffs at this point. I mean,
but like, we get some healthy players back.
Well, everybody
is what
does. Everybody is there. And
I know.
I think
As we
I
talked
know.
about, it will be the best playoffs or Yoffs that I have ever seen.
And
I know, but like, we're looking like good.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, everybody else is going to be healthy too. I just want to see some good puck.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, if
100%.
everybody like remotely, all the players are so healthy, I just want to see what that kind of hockey is. I mean, like healthy players and healthy rested players in the playoff atmosphere.
Oh God,
that's gonna be they're gonna be barn burners for each game.
that or you might have a little bit of rock'em sock'em robots just because they've been chomping at the bit to get back at the game.
I mean, at this point, you don't know what to expect. But all I can say is that it's gonna be just some down home good.
It's gonna be some
hockey.
A+ NHL hockey. That is for sure.
And that's all I really want right now. I mean, we've been doing this podcast for at least two months.
Yeah,
2.5 months.
We're babies still, dude. We're little puppies.
We've hardly had any hockey to even actually comment on.
Because we're
so
late
that's what I'm
bloomers.
excited for, is actually commenting on some actual hockey.
Oh yeah.
Because I think the last episode we all recorded together was the third one, the hat trick. And then after that, the shutdown and all the hockey.
Well, that's the whole COVID thing really came to
that
what
was
it is
the New
today.
York. That was the New York Rangers game that we went to. As well.
Yeah, all three of us went to. No.
That was
Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Yeah,
we went
because
to Buffalo.
Girgensons
you're
scored a goal.
You're Latvian. You gotta go.
Zengbus Girgensons
You're
scored
all
a goal.
stoked about that.
I about tossed you off the whole entire ledge. I'm just kidding.
I wasn't rooting, but I still wasn't rooting for Buffalo, man. But it was cool to see a native lad
Oh,
score
yeah,
a goal.
that's
You know what I
really
mean?
cool.
And your dad actually ended up texting you right as soon as that happened.
Oh,
too.
Yeah.
immediately.
Well, my dad was supposed to be at that game, but
That's right.
things didn't work out.
Yeah.
But anyways,
But
yeah.
I think what I'm excited about is actually talking about some live hockey.
Oh, something that's
I mean-
relevant.
I mean, players coming back, that's one thing. The playoffs, that's another thing. But I mean, I just love talking hockey. So I mean,
No, absolutely, man.
as
Well-
soon as I can, I'm just itching at the bit.
So where I was getting at was it's been mentioned before millions of times. Like everyone knows, I'm a Latvian. I gotta respect and support my native brothers, and I want to touch up on Elvis Merzlikins a little bit.
Yeah. Just like we mentioned, he signed a contract just last
I
week.
might
So
even
yes.
just get his jersey here soon.
I really want his jersey, and I will get his jersey. It's not that I will get
It's
it.
not I want it. It's that it will
I
happen.
will. It will happen, and I will get it. Even though I'm not a huge, Columbus, but it's just it's supporting your native brother.
I would get the third jersey, the Cannon jersey with Merzlikins.
That'd be cool.
That third jersey.
The Cannon jerseys are cool.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like you said, Cody. So after Corpy signed a 2-year deal,
Just the year previously before that.
and then right afterwards, questions were arised like, well, what are we gonna do with Merzlikins with everything that Corpy got injured,
Well,
and
then
then
Bob leaves.
correct, and then Merzlikins gets in and he's playing all these shitty games, but then they put him in and he's killing it. And what was it, like 5 consecutive shutouts that he got?
Yeah, and the crazy thing about it too is that when he first came in, man, he was searching for that first win for the longest time. I think he went 10 games without. No, I wouldn't say 10 games. I think like 5 games, at least 5 games, because he was still sharing the load with Corpusalo. That he was looking for his first NHL win, and that was huge.
No, absolutely, yeah, and that was the thing. But yeah. So right after Corpy, they actually end up signing Merzlikins, which I wasn't surprised, but then yet I was surprised about it. But
They sent him down to AHL, didn't they?
well, weird thing about Merzlikins is Merzlikins was a tad bit cocky when he first came into the NHL. Because typically how it goes is you get your draft, whatever. They put you in the AHL. So you get used to the game and whatnot,
Get
and
used to the
speed and this
workload,
and-
I mean, just like traveling all the time, obviously.
and then they'll pull you up for a couple games and see how you do,
I mean,
and see how it goes, and drop you
Especially-
down and this and
especially
that.
depending on injuries, which
Um,
I mean, we all know Columbus has been
ridden
God.
with them. Oh
Yeah.
God.
You know, we're bitching about the Owls being injured. Talk about Columbus.
I mean, shit, they've been right next to us too. You know,
I think
Right.
they're almost worse off, boys.
no, that's where I was getting at.
flip a
I think
fucking
they are.
coin. Flip a fucking coin, man.
Go ahead, Two-Face.
But yeah, as you were saying,
But Merzlikins was very before coming to Columbus, he was very very adamant about not going to the AHL and going straight to the NHL
I mean,
because he
talking-
felt very very prepared, and then he can do it. Obviously, the first couple games, as we all saw,
not a win in sight.
very rough. And
Yeah.
I think he bit more than he could chew.
That really brought him back down to earth. I
Oh
think.
yeah, no, that was definitely a reality check for him.
I mean, you think about it. There's so many players that think they can come out and do that. I mean, Jonathan Drouin did it. Like he wouldn't even report to Syracuse. Josh Hosang,
oh
that
God, yes,
the
yes,
ongoing dispute with him
yes.
and Lamarillo in fucking on the island. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, how much more do you want to barter with one person?
Am I right there? Lamarillo, right?
Yeah,
The GM for the Islanders.
Yep.
I thought so. It sounds weird
pretty
right now.
sure.
He's been hopping around. Anyways, back to Merzlikins.
So yeah, where I was getting about it all is, I mean, I'm just trying to find the right way to say this and kind of explain him. I don't know, like I see, and that's the thing. I don't know how a lot of people feel about him and like what they think about him. Obviously, like super exciting. Like before this whole COVID stuff, like he played some great games and again right at the end he had some shitty games again.
Well, he had an incredible run. I mean, he had
yeah.
like 5 out of 6 games with shutouts, man. That's huge.
Well, that kind of piqued my.
But I guess
interest.
let's real quick cover the deal real quick. So like I said, right after Corpy, they ended up signing Elvis Merzlikins to a 2-year deal as well. So he will play for $3 million in 2020 to 2021 season and $5 million to 2021 to 2022 season. Interesting fact about that is he's actually getting more money than Corpy right now.
What does he make an average? What, about 4 or so?
Merzlikins' average?
Yeah.
Merzlikins' average is $4 million right
Okay.
now.
that's
That
what I
doesn't
was
surprise
thinking.
me. That actually doesn't surprise me after
Well-
Corpy falling off and then getting hurt and
Especially.
Merzlikins taking the show.
Sorry,
I
Cody.
mean, you got you've got two goaltenders that are you're basically paying $4 million a year for.
Well,
So this is where I'm getting at, and this is my worry right now as a Latvian guy supporting a Latvian brother goalie, me being a goalie. Obviously, let's look back to Columbus. Corpy's been their guy right now.
Well, he
Right.
and once Bobrovsky got traded to went to Florida.
yeah, he went to Florida.
So I guess I should rewind. So Brukowski,
Bobrovsky.
Bobrovsky,
Bob.
Well, he's been their guy for so long. As soon as he goes off to Florida, you got what do you got?
But
Jonas Corpusalo.
correct. But I guess reversing that, Columbus, between the organization and the fans, nothing but respect.
Oh, for real. I mean,
For him, and Corpy, like, no, not a lot of negative you can find.
well, I mean, the common sense and conventional wisdom says Jonas Corpusalo is going to be your next guy coming up after Bobrovsky leaves.
Well,
And he did.
He got the chance, and I gotta say, I think he kind of pissed away his chance.
Well, that and he knows the system the best with Bob leaving and everything. So
I don't think so, man. And I don't know. Like you guys might see something that I don't see.
Well, no,
I-
I'm just saying at the time being, you're just like, oh, just Corpusalo, just bring him up. He knows the system and everything. And
Well,
then
common sense says he's gonna be the guy.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden Merzlikins just has this on and off. Then all of a sudden the stellar just, literally, he was playing like a man possessed after he got, hey, you're number one right now. And honestly, that's probably their best prospect to be number one.
Well,
I-
that's
I would put Corpusalo at number 2, honestly, like
I
all
would
day
all day.
long, especially after the minimal games that Merzlikins has played.
Well, that's the thing. I think that in the Blue Jackets organization, Corpy was visualized as the number one goalie.
Absolutely.
Seeing even depending on what, it didn't matter what Merzlikins did. I think Corpy was like the guy.
Yeah.
Obviously, he played most of the games until he got injured. So he gets injured. They throw Merzlikins in. Then you got the other Latvian guy. I don't know how many games he played. He did fairly well. But anyways, Merzlikins does great, whatever. Corpy comes back. Everyone rages again about Corpy.
Yeah, well, I mean,
How
well,
great he is and this and that.
Well, that's the thing. That's like the media stance at the very, very beginning is that no matter what, Corby's going to be the number one goaltender. But,
Well-
I mean, to be completely honest with you, yeah, last year, Corby played some great games and helped out Bob a whole lot. But,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I have seen nothing from Corpusalo to say that he's ready to become a number one guy.
Oh, no, not at all. Like, not even close. Like, he's had, like, the shaky games to where he has had many shots and many goals, like, shot and scored upon him.
I mean,
Then he's shook, like, after
I-
2 or 3 goals made.
He's a decent backup goaltender. I just don't see him as a number one, and
No,
I think
not
I
even.
think everybody in Columbus needs to take a look at that and really nail this thing down. Just because I mean, Keats, you've said it several times that Merzlikins, he's a play while he's hot kind of goaltender.
He is.
Yeah.
The thing about him, like following him, throughout playing from Team Latvia and then when he played for Lugano and shit, he has to play to be good.
Yeah.
As soon as you sit Merzlikins, he just rots away.
Well, it's basically
Like mentally, like it just like eats him alive.
yeah.
Even with these like shitty like games that we've seen, like the 7-1s and whatever
Wow.
it was when he first started, those games literally light the fire under the kid's ass.
And I mean, with the parity in this league, like any night, one team can go 7-1, no matter what.
No,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
absolutely. But where I'm getting at is like you gotta have the kid play. He has to play the
Yeah.
game, man.
No, he
As soon as you
can't-
sit him
he
up,
can't be
as soon as you
stagnant.
sit him, like he just deteriorates, man. Sitting on that bench,
It's
you
basically
gotta let the kid play.
yeah.
So that's what worries me, cause like Corpy, like I said, like he was like, oh, like as while Corpy was still injured, it was like Merzlikins, oh, he's so
Oh,
great. The minute watch the go
Corby
back,
comes back one
yeah,
game.
watch like the media stuff, like go back to like date on like Google and stuff. Watch as soon as it showed the first game because they remember the date where like they
Corby came back and won a
Corp-
big
Corp-
one.
Corpy threw, but they threw him even back in the AHL to like get him back in the groove
Well, yeah, for
of things. They released that article, and all the fans and everything, oh my God, Kirby's back. Oh, Merzlikins didn't exist anymore.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Even
well,
though he had like awesome games, like he didn't even exist anymore.
well, that's the problem about the media, like just the daily media and around the teams.
well that and
So,
also
I think they lose a lot of sight of like the long run
I
in
feel-
the teams.
well you're right, Cody, and I feel that they kind of almost like whitewash your face into the whole entire who should be the number one goaltender.
Well, no, yeah,
Which
it's
you
decided. It's decided by an outside influence.
Yeah.
When I mean, there's a lot of times where that's not even. There's no one or two decided. I mean, look at the Avalanche. You got Grubauer and Francouz. Obviously, they have both played their fair share of games,
Oh God.
and
also,
they've had a very uneven amount of games. And I can guarantee you, you've got Halak and Rask in
Oh, yeah.
Boston, where yeah, everybody wants to talk about Tuukka Rask, but I mean, Halak plays his fair share of games,
Oh yeah.
and he wins a lot of tight knit games.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, the media wants to throw out a number one and a number two, which a lot of the times I like in this day and age of professional hockey, I just don't think there's actually a distinctive 1 and 2 for a lot of teams.
No, unless you actually get one of those guys that gets like his heavy hand or his hot hand, and if he continues with that, like the Elvis Merzlikins or like you got your Tukas Rasks and all that, but you also have like a star-studded like backup goaltender.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
And
like,
it's if you have a tit for tat, you have like the best tandem for fucking goalies.
Well, there's
like sorry,
Well,
no, sorry, like
there's-
hands down.
there's
Like
incredible skill in this league now.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. There's
Well,
incredible skill throughout this entire league, and if you're smart, if you're making if you're putting together a good hockey team, you're gonna have one of the first things you want to look at is a good 1 and 2 goalie tandem.
oh yeah, which
No,
I would
absolutely.
I would
yeah.
definitely put Merzlikins over Corpusalo all day long. Like I mean the big
Well,
debate
yeah.
like out in Anaheim was when we got Miller. And they were wanting to put Miller before Gibson. It's like, no.
Well, I
mean,
you can't do that.
You don't necessarily have to put any goaltender before anyone.
Yeah,
You just-
no, and that's what
as
I'm
long
saying.
as you have 2 solid goaltenders,
Play-
that's said and done.
Play who's fucking doing good, basically.
Play who's hot.
Yeah.
Play who's hot.
No, yeah. I mean, yeah. At the end of the day, man, time will tell, and we'll see what happens. Obviously, like I really want to see Elvis play. I
Oh,
enjoy
yeah.
watching him play, because the only time I could really see him play, at least in the United States, is when they have the when you watch the national teams play and stuff. So it's cool to see a native goalie
homeboy,
play.
yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, last fucking native goalie in actually playing in the NHL was Artur Zerbe
Yeah.
for the Latvians.
Oh, yeah,
Peter Skudra, whatever, but I don't like him. He sucks.
but hey,
He played in the Irbe times.
well, I mean, either way, it's everything that's going down right now is extremely exciting.
Oh yeah, it's all timing in place right now, and
Yep.
just seeing how the hell the flow is gonna go with the game, and I'm excited to see where that thing's gonna go on to, dude.
Truly. So, boys, you got anything else to say? I got one thing to say. I'm loving every video that you guys are sending us
Oh god,
for jerseys on the bench.
especially from the Hockey Minute. Or was it Ryan?
Ryan, thank you so
Oh,
much.
God.
I mean,
Yeah,
Jeff-
Ryan, that was a cool video. One of my favorites so far. So thanks so much for doing that,
Especially
man.
with the Team Canada. I've got a signed Team Canada jersey, but it doesn't have that like sweet like.
same Vancouver year or what?
No,
Oh,
it
that's a
was
bummer.
way after.
Because
that,
those things
but-
are flashy. Those
oh,
Canada
dude,
jerseys
they are. They're
flashy.
like what is it? The ones that you and Sean Erlin got with the all the bouffant like frilly things within the crowns and
Are
stuff.
you talking about the Team Sweden jerseys for the World Cup?
Exactly.
Oh yeah, those are beauty.
Those
like,
are awesome, and they did those for the 2010, what is it, Olympics, and they have that design in the inside of the maple.
Well, yeah,
leaf.
they-
I
like,
love it.
there's
I
like a
love it.
motif that every single one of them go with, and I
Yes.
think those
There
were
you
some
go.
of my
Motif
favorite
is the-
motifs.
yes, there you go.
But yeah,
And and hey, Ryan, if you're listening to this pod too, you gave at least me an interesting fact of the day. I was unaware of how expensive jerseys are over there.
yeah, apparently it's like buying a Honda Accord out there.
Yeah, Honda. You said Honda Accord, Honda Civic. That's insane, man, and blows my mind. So here, the crew, the boys, on the bench,
We might get you a care
we're-
package.
we're-
We'll just call it that
we're
much.
we're on the works of throwing in maybe an Avalanche jersey in that collection you
If you're
got there,
lucky
my
enough,
man. If you're lucky, my dude. But
But
that was super cool what you did, man, and we thank you so much
yeah,
for it.
and thank you to Jeffrey Shaver,
Oh,
Jenny
yeah.
Ross. We've got a new one from Josh Renfro coming out soon.
Nice.
And just keep sending us more videos. We love it. And thank you so much to everybody who continues to listen to us every episode.
And just to throw this out, I know my grandparents have like a table hockey set from like 1950s, 1960s or something that my uncle and my mom used to play with. that I might do an episode on.
Oh, bring that over. Let's play some puck, bud.
Oh my God, we'll have to use a black Chinese checker though. We lost the puck years ago.
I think we can find a Chinese checker.
But yeah, no, I'm excited that all you guys are putting the stuff up that you love and that you enjoy.
We love seeing the different reasons why you guys love hockey.
Oh yeah,
It gives us more reasons to love hockey, and just keep listening, and we love you guys. Thank you so much for everything everybody's done to get us to where we are now and to where we continue to go.
And it's only been 7 episodes, dudes.
Well, now 8. The great 8.
Yeah.
All right. Are we wrapped up, guys?
All right, from all of us on the bench, I just want to say thank you and have a good week.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.
Hey, thanks so much for listening. Till next time.